Hello crafty friends, it's Donna here, and today I have a completely different video for you. I've been playing along with a game called Roulette. It's a craft game hosted by Mary Gunn Fun, which you can watch on YouTube. And she spins a wheel and gives 4 different parameters that you have to use to make your project. This week, the first thing that was spun up was a picture frame card. And so I've chosen this square Peekaboo window die from My Favourite Things, which also gives my window a frame. I've also used a stitched rectangle die from Paper Rose Studio because I can never make a card without a stitched frame. The next thing to be spun on the wheel was Game, and so I've chosen this Rubik's Cube stamp from Pink and Main. I haven't used this stamp before, and so I'm just going to rub over it with an eraser. I think it helps me to get a better image right from the start. I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo black ink, which is Copic friendly, because I want to colour most of this image with my Copic markers. I've decided to make my Rubik's Cube already solved, because that makes my heart happy. I had a look at some images online, and all of the pieces around each colour are black. But if I was just to colour this all black, it would just be a great big blob and you wouldn't see the individual squares. So I've used a thin Copic multiliner, and I've actually left small lines of white to represent where the light's shining off it, so that you can still see the individual squares. As far as colouring goes, I've just used a dark, a medium and a light, and worked from the bottom left to the top right. If this is your first time here on this channel and you've come across from Roulette, please say hi in the comments. I love making new friends. For those of you who are new to the channel, the music that you've been listening to throughout this video has been written by my son Darcy. I hope you've enjoyed it. I have a range of different pieces that he's written for different types of videos. Once my colouring was done, I've cut this out after quite some twirling with the matching dies. I find that Roulette is a great way to stop yourself from being stale in your card making, because instead of doing the things that you're naturally drawn to, you're given some very random things that you need to do. I'm stamping the word celebrate from an old penny black stamp set called Sweet Wishes. I will link in the description below to anything that I can find that is still available. The random element that got spun this week was checks. In Australia, the word check is easy because that's what we call any plaid. And I need you to not look too carefully at the name of this Spring Memories paper pack, because the colours we needed to choose were summer vacation. My idea of a summer vacation was the beach, yellows and blues and the green grass behind, and that's why I've chosen this paper. I'm going to have a little chat while I turn this into a shaker card. For me in Australia, Roulette goes live on a Saturday morning, and so I watch that when I get back from running my park run. I'm always a little bit hot and tired, but it's great fun. I did participate a few times when I lived in Japan, and it was lovely to see my little pointer appearing in the middle of nowhere where there were no other crafters. But now that I'm in Australia, there's quite a few of us who play along. I had a special interest in this week's Roulette because I used to be on the design team for Trinity stamps right back when they first began, and Tanisa is so lovely, and so I really wanted to give her support, and that's why we're having a shaker card with some shaker elements from Trinity stamps. You can see on my iPad that I'm watching Roulette while I craft. There's always a double screen, and you can see Mary Gunn and her guest crafting side by side. Okay, now to build up the back of my shaker. I have this enormous roll of foam tape from Pink and Main, and it's a little bit thicker than many of the foam tapes that I've seen around, and so I really like it for shaker cards because I don't need to layer it double. I'm going to make a very careful square around my window so that nothing can escape, and then put more foam tape all around my panel so that nowhere can sag when I stick it down to my card. While I'm sticking, I'll get this Rubik's Cube stuck to the front. I'm using double-sided tape because my shaker windows are always reused packaging, and that doesn't stand up very well to wet glue. I'll pop a piece of foam tape behind too. There's no point in having all those beautiful shaker elements hiding behind there. This beautiful blue shaker mix is from Trinity Stamps, and it's called Glistening Snow Confetti Mix. I'll put most in the window and a couple on the front. I'll leave you with some close-up photos of the card. I hope that you've enjoyed today's little play with paper, and I hope to see you soon. Feel free to like or subscribe if you'd want to. And also, if you want to see more of my cards, you can find me on my blog at donnaisplayingpaper.com or on Instagram as donnadoll74. Until next time, have a great day. Bye for now.